Hey guys, it's Rick. Welcome back to the HDVIBE channel. If you like more tips, tricks, rides, reviews, installs on my Harley-Davidson touring motorcycles, information about motorcycles and the motorcycle community at large, I ask that you please hit the subscribe button. And when you do subscribe, please put a comment down below saying I subscribe so I can personally reach out and thank you for subscribing and supporting the channel. Also, hit the bell icon so you do get notified every time I put out new content, especially this new content that's coming up. So today we're going to be talking about part 2 of the stage 1 upgrade on the 2019 Road King Special. And part 2 is really going to be the installation of the tuner component of the stage 1 upgrade. The Fuel Pak 3 tuner by Vance Hines. So a number of reasons why I like to use the Fuel Pak 3, but most importantly, I'm very familiar with it because I do also have it on my 2015 Street Glide Special. So with that, let's get into this really simple install right after this. So guys, this is the Fuel Pak 3 tuner that I'll be installing on the Road King Special. I actually got this from Get Lowered Cycles, and I'll have a link in the description. They do not sponsor this. This is not a sponsored video, but they do have great prices. I actually picked this up on a Black Friday special a few weeks ago at like 20% off. So I think the list price is around $459 on this tuner. So, as I mentioned, there's a number of reasons why I went with the Fuel Pak 3. The first and foremost is I'm very familiar with it because I do have it on the 2015 Street Glide Special. But also, I think for me, more importantly, is the ease of use. And as you'll see as I install this and we walk through the steps, the installation is super easy. And what I like most about it is that it actually connects to my smartphone through Bluetooth. And then I can actually control this tuner, and I can also monitor a lot of different settings on the bike that you can't typically monitor with the standard gauges. Do a number of tuning options with this, but what I will say with this tuner is once you do install it and it picks up the VIN on your bike, it is essentially married to that motorcycle. You cannot use this on another motorcycle once it's installed. So that may sound detrimental, and there's some other tuners out there that I think you can use on multiple bikes, but for the price point and the ease of use and the capabilities that this has and the support that you get from Vance Hines, I think it's an incredible piece of equipment that you can add to your bike. The other thing is you can continue to upgrade and change your tunes to get the right fuel and air mixture for your setup. So you'll see once I get into installing this, but my point is with this tuner, right now, I'm going to have the high flow breather that we did in the previous video, which I'll have a link to that if you haven't seen that video yet. But I can set this for that heavy breather and having slip-ons only. And then I will also have a part 3 to this stage 1 upgrade, and that will be actually adding Cobra Pro Chamber header pipes. So I will get rid of the catalytic converter on this bike and really open it up. And so what I can do right now is tune to the setup that I have now, and then I can change the tune when I get the new headers installed and have more air flowing through this so that I still do get the right mixture of fuel and air for this motorcycle to run cooler and more efficiently. So the other thing I like about this is I don't have to go to a dealership or a shop to have them put it on a dyno and get it tuned every time I do something different to the bike. So dyno tuning and getting the tune, a map from a dealer or a shop, will cost you anywhere in the $400 to $600 range. So again, this module list price is $459. You can find it elsewhere for certainly less than the list price. And if you catch it on a special sale like I did, I think I paid around $359 or $369 for this, which is a good deal. I think when I bought it for the Street Glide Special, which is a few years ago, I think the list price was around $399. But my point being, for around a $400 investment, you can do multiple tunes. You can monitor and keep this on your bike and see what's going on with the bike. You can clear codes if codes pop up. It just goes into the data port, and if you like, you can keep this on your bike all the time, and that's how you can monitor what's going on with the bike in terms of temperatures, throttle sensitivities, all these sorts of things. And then once you install the base map, you can also do an auto tune session, which then will really refine that tune to your specific setup so that bike is running the most efficient and has the best air fuel mixture that you can get with this tuner. So the other thing that I like about this too is you can actually, if your bike is getting any decel pop, there's settings in this tuner through the app on your phone where you can adjust so that you can tune that pop out of your engine when it's running so that you don't get those annoying pops coming out of your exhaust system. So that's a little bit an overview. I mean, this does come with instructions. It has a little instruction book, but it's really pretty simple. You have to download the FP3 app onto your phone, Android or Apple phone. It works on both. And then you plug this into the bike and you're ready to go. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna get the bike set up. Essentially, I just need to move off the clutch side of the bike, the cover that goes over where your main fuse is, and you will find the data port. And I will set this up so that you can actually see where this plugs in, where that data port is, and then I will show you on my phone as I walk through the steps how I get this bike, get a new map to it and get it tuned. So I get the bike set up and we will install this FP3 tuner. So before you start this installation process, you do need to download, as I mentioned, the Fuelpak 3 app in your app store. So you just type into your app store FP3 or Fuelpak 3 and you'll find it and you'll pull it up, and you just need to go ahead and install that. So that's step number one. And then when you actually get over to the bike, you need to take your clutch side cover off if you're looking at a touring bike. And you'll see this gray plug right here. This is your data port. So this is a direct connection into the ECM of your motorcycle. And this is really how, if the dealership needs to do any diagnostics on your bike, you're connecting a tuner, it goes right into this port. So you essentially just need to slide this off, and you can see there's a little connection. Pop off this cover. And there you have, you'll basically have, it's a 6-pin connector. And then you just take your Fuelpak 3 module and you plug that in just like this, and you hear it click in. So then the next step is you turn on your bike, and then you will see some lights flashing here. It's basically communicating. And then at the same time, you open up the app on your phone. The app on the phone will actually walk you through the installation process. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn on the bike. You do need to have Bluetooth turned on your phone. Right now, as you can see, it's searching for the Fuelpak 3. And the Fuelpak itself is actually flashing some green lights. So since I already had a Fuelpak 3 from the other bike set up, I actually had to do a scan, and it found the new device. So I'm going to select that. Okay, so now it found the new device, and it is downloading the firmware for this Fuel Pak we're going to install now. So it is going now over Wi-Fi through Bluetooth and connecting to the tuner itself. The tuner is still flashing. And the other thing I did forget to mention is that when you do this, you do need to have your kill switch in the on position, as well as turn your ignition switch to on. So it's updating here. It could take just a couple of minutes to do that. Okay, so now the firmware has updated. We're going to click here. It's actually loading the files onto the Fuelpak 3. So what we're going to do is hit map lookup. Now it's asking for my exhaust. So I'm going to look through here. I don't know that my exhaust will be on here. I am going to put my Cobra. Okay, so neighbor haters, which is what I have. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and select the Cobra neighbor hater 4-inch slip-ons with typical 212 duals, which is what the stock, and then a standard baffle, and then it obviously shows the 114 with a high flow air filter. We'll connect that, select that. And so it lists everything out again, the exhaust. The stock 114, so it's asking me, do I want to flash this map to the bike? And then it gives you a warning, and you continue through that. Basically it says this will affect your engine performance. Do you want to continue? So we continue. So now it's flashing the files. And linking the Fuelpak 3 to the bike ECM. And then probably what it will do here shortly is once it does that, it'll actually ask me to turn off the bike for about 30 seconds. And you just heard the bike click on, so that means it's programming. And it does back up your original tune to the Vance Hines server. So if you ever do want to go back to a stock configuration, all you need to do is back up. And I believe it'll list it in one of the, within the app. And then you can pick that stock tune and put it back on if you ever want to go back to completely stock, which is another reason why I like the Vance Hines. It's now flashing the new map to the bike. Okay, so now we turn the bike off for 15 seconds as it's resetting the ECM. Now it says turn on the bike. And again, you do need to leave your kill switch in the on position for this to operate properly. So it's trying to connect the Bluetooth again from the phone to the Fuelpak 3. Okay, and that's it. So the new tune is on the bike. It's now ready to run again with the high flow breather and the slip-ons, and it's going to give me a good tune for that setup. And then the other, as I said, you can go into optimization. What Vance Hines suggests is that you run the bike, at least 2 tanks through the bike with the new tune on it before you do an auto tune, because a 10% variability in how the engine can adjust itself. So here you can see, as I go in here, you can check, you can do throttle sensitivity. If I did put camshafts in there, you can remap with the camshafts, if you change injectors, engine, a speed limiter. So you can turn off the speed limit limiter on the bike through this Fuel Pak 3. You can also hit the rev limiter. I think the touring bikes have a rev limit of around 6,000 RPMs. I actually hit that the other day. Maybe it's 6,500. So you can actually turn that off. And then, as I mentioned, if you do ever get any decel pop, you have the option to adjust that sensitivity as well. And I'll kind of show you that. So here's if you get no pop, a little bit of pop, and a lot of pop. You can sort of dial this around to where you want to put it. So you have various sensitivities. So essentially that's in the off position with the X. I'm not going to do anything with that right now, but I just wanted to show you that. So then what I will do, as I said, you can keep this Fuel Pak 3 actually on the bike, and that's what I will do. So what I will do is I'll slide this back into the holder there, and then what I will do is actually just zip tie this in. I'll connect it so that it's protected, probably just about right in here. Zip tie that in, then I can put the cover back on, and then that can just stay on the bike, and then I can actually monitor what's going on with the bike as I'm riding down the road through the app on the phone. So that's really the install, and that's how easy it is, and that's about how I will leave the tuner on the bike. So guys, now I've got it all installed, so let's go ahead and fire up the bike. Got it in neutral, and let's listen to a roar. Sounds pretty good. So we're in the garage here, so I don't want to let it run too long, but so that's what it sounds like. She sounds like she's running well. I would get out and ride it, but it is about 10 degrees outside today, and we've had a little bit of sleet and snow on the rain. But you do, as I said, after you install the FP3, you upload the new map. You do want to go ahead and run a couple of tanks of gas through it. So you're looking at about 500 miles or so to get this thing, to get the engine to adjust to the new tune. And then if you like, after that, if you feel like there's something that's not exactly right, you can then run the auto tune feature, or you can also call Vance Hines and give them your exact setup. And you can also upload the map and some of the readings that has been coming off of the actual tuner itself, and you can upload that to Vance Hines, and they will take a look at the map. And I believe for no charge, they will also tweak your map and then resend the map to you that you can upload. That will even be a tighter tune for your exact setups. So that's it, guys. The bike sounds great after that fire up, although I didn't want to run it long, otherwise I might have asphyxiated myself here in the garage. But I do want to mention, originally I was going to make this a 2-part series, but I am going to make it a 3-part series, because the other day I did go ahead and order some Cobra power chamber headers that I'm going to install on this bike. And then I will actually readjust the tune for those power chamber headers that I'm going to put on there. And I also I have the Shark Road slip-ons on here right now. I'm going to put actually the Cobra neighbor haters back on, because I do like the sound of those much better than the Shark Road. And then I will actually, hopefully if the weather is in good shape, what I will do is also run through and show you on the Fuel Pak 3 on my phone some of the readouts that you can get while you're riding the bike. And again, one of the other things I like about this tuner is that you don't have to wire it into the bike. It's always on the bike if you like, or you can actually take it off. But you don't have to have this big screen that's sitting up here, which I think is a Power Vision. There may be more capabilities, but for me, I like it because it's simple. The Fuel Pak 3 runs on my phone. I don't have to have all these wires going everywhere. The Power Vision may be more sophisticated, but I do like the Fuelpak 3, and I can continually change these tunes and these maps and update them, and I also have support from Vance Hines. So with that, stick around for part 3. Again, the videos come out every Thursday afternoon, and we'll have part 3 hopefully coming up next Thursday afternoon if these headers come in and I can get to it. If not, we'll be covering another subject and continuing this part 3 at a later time. So with that, I'm going to leave you with this. Life is short. Get out and ride the bike. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye now.